Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and happy new year to one and all. I've got myself a very full coffee from my French press because I'm feeling French today. But yeah, it is a new year. We are starting off positive and strong today with this New Year goals chat. I'm going to put this down because it's going to go onto my iPad. My relationship with New Year's resolutions has been very strong in the past, but it has been very strained at times as well. So I think I've got to the point where I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, but I do like the idea of setting yourself goals because it's the new year and celebrating that fact. I feel like it's become a little bit too pressured for many people, including people like me and perhaps yourself if you're watching this, who are quite highly sensitive. Because it's just too stressful. It genuinely is, and I have suffered with this in the past, so I just wanted to sort of have a little chilled out chat today about New Year's resolutions. And I just realised I forgot to do my intro, which is such a great start to the year. But hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Ellie and we have chilled out chats about anything and everything. And today, as I said, we'll be talking about New Year's goals. Just continuing on with what I said about liking New Year's goals in general, I believe that we should all be setting ourselves goals throughout the year, not just at the start of the year because everyone else is doing the same thing. It said that it takes 30 days to create a habit, but for some reason there are many people that set themselves New Year's resolutions, but by sort of February, March time, they've given up on them. I have sort of thought about this, and I think the reason is because they don't have a strong enough why, a strong enough reason behind their goals. It is way too easy to just sit back and say, okay, I'm just gonna set myself this bunch of goals because everyone else is doing it, people in my friend group are doing it, some members of my family are doing it, and that is your reason. But even if your reason isn't because of the tradition, if it's something that is important to you at the time, or maybe it just isn't strong enough to withhold that amount of time, then you really need to drill down on why you are setting yourself that goal in the first place. And this will give you that motivation in the first place to start off that goal, to kick off the new year with that goal. But it will also give you discipline. So when things get a little bit rocky, when you're maybe a few months in and you're starting to question, like, is this really what I want to do? Take yourself back to that reason, that why, and it should be strong enough for you to be like, oh yeah, like that is why I've started it. That's why I'm continuing to put all this effort in. So a really good example of this is fitness, and this is something that I have personally experienced myself. You set off the new year with really positive intentions with this goal, whether that's gaining more endurance or strength or just getting fitter in general and maybe losing a little bit of weight. But after a few weeks or even a few months, you either reach a plateau where you're putting all this effort in but you're not seeing anything gained back from it, or you hit a wall because it's too hard to maintain. This is the time to assess, not to give up, but to assess what's going on. So if you find that it is too hard and you've hit a brick wall and you are seeing progress, but it's just too damn hard to keep going with it for a whole year, maybe just reduce that intensity a little bit. I know this is extremely hard, especially when you have a rigid goal in place, but there is a difference between lowering the intensity of your workouts as opposed to just being lazy. And it is all about listening to your body. So do you need to lower the intensity, or do you need to give yourself more rest days, or both? If you've hit a plateau where you're not seeing any results, maybe increase the intensity, so do the opposite, or even change up the exercises you're doing, because if you're sticking with the same exercises and the same routine day in, day out, your body's gonna get used to that. And I've done this before, I'm very guilty of it, where you see results after a few weeks, but then you're like, oh, I'm putting in the same effort and I am increasing my weights a little bit each time, yet I'm still not really seeing any results. And for me, I just needed to change it up. I needed to do something else with my body. I needed to do different kinds of exercises. What I was trying to demonstrate with the fitness goal was that with New Year's resolutions, it is always the same kind of story. You start to do the activity less and less because it's not giving you the benefits you need in your life, or other things just get in the way. And that's where you need to ask yourself why you set a goal in the first place. If you find that it's getting in the way of other things in your life, is it that important to you? Whatever goal you do set yourself, you need to prioritize it as much as you can. And if you still find that it's not easy to fit into your life and it doesn't feel natural, which is more common at the start because obviously you've never done it before or you hadn't done it that much. But if you're still finding it after a few months that it's still feeling that way, it's something to definitely look into. And with anything in life, there are times where you have to sacrifice other things for your own personal goals, which is actually going to benefit you in the long term. There's so much advice out there of how you can stick to your goals, so I'll let you browse that in your own time. But as someone who has set myself goals in the past and didn't stick to them, I do have a more relaxed view on the subject. I understand myself well enough that the goals I will stick to are the ones that mean the most to me, and I hope that that will happen for you as well. And that you won't feel like the new goals you're setting yourself feel that daunting or feel like that much of a sacrifice in your life, if at all, because it just shows how much those things mean to you and how much you want them to be part of your life. And look, there's the really extreme argument that setting yourself goals is a complete waste of time with the limited amount of time we have on this planet. I obviously don't agree with that. But the general idea of setting a goal for yourself is such a healthy thing to do throughout your life. We were taught as kids to do this as much as we could, to get the job that we wanted, to get a big house and all that kind of stuff. But when it really comes down to it, it actually feels incredible when you prove to yourself you're capable of doing something. You've written something down, or you have a goal in your head and you're going to tell yourself, by this time in 6 months, this is the goal I'm going to attain. And when you actually reach it, it's incredible. The fact that you haven't lied to yourself about this is incredible. And on the other hand, if you do set yourself a goal and you're not even trying to achieve it, you just know that you're going to make yourself feel horrendous because you're lying to yourself and you feel like you're being lazy because you are. Now, I have to be clear here. Setting a goal needs to be done in a healthy way. Let's get into this. The goal you personally set yourself should be one that is attainable and doable, but it is also challenging. This should be a positive thought in your mind as you wake up and go to sleep, but it shouldn't live in your head rent-free all day, every day. It should not be an obsession. My only goals right now are to post 2 videos onto this channel each week, and to keep fit and challenge myself with different workouts. And recently I've done some like Latin dance workouts, which have been so fun. But recently, when I got back into my YouTube videos, I was finding that I was obsessing over what I was going to post and editing all the time because I needed to get these videos out, and I was putting so much pressure on myself. And I realised the reason for this was because I wasn't writing all this down and making a schedule for myself. I have so many ideas going on in my head all the time that because I wasn't writing anything down, it was just circling, all these thoughts were just circling around in my mind, and I was finding it hard to just go to sleep because I was so excited and so motivated all the time to do these videos. I've learned that in writing all this down and having a really firm schedule. For example, today I wasn't really feeling like filming because my throat is just dead after having a cold, but because I have that schedule, I knew that I had to do it, and I'm not talking myself out of it. I'm not saying there to do something when you're ill, but I feel like it's a very easy thing for me to just sit down in front of a camera and talk about a topic, it's not really going to harm me that much, but it is about doing it in a healthy way. So making sure that it's not becoming a living obsession and that you're not giving it any more importance than it actually needs. Because after all, we all need to relax at the end of the day, and we all need time to spend with friends and family, and it's not natural to be on it all the time. So having this has completely changed the game and it's worked wonders for me. So to really round up this video, what I would advise is whatever goal you're going to set this year, whether that is just the one or a handful, make sure that when you actually think of that goal, you're thinking, that's me. That is who I'm going to be. That is the person I want to be. Or it's going to help you in your career or some part of your life it's actually going to benefit. And in writing these goals down, just think about the why. What is the reason behind it? Are you looking to start your own business because your friend did it and it looks really cool and it seems easier than working a 9-to-5 each week for a company? That's probably not the right motive to start your own company. Just really sit with that reason, that why. And if it feels a little bit out of touch, maybe it's not the best thing for you to do. But I'd like to think that people would set themselves goals that make sense for them. And I think this comes with age, definitely. The younger I was, I think my goals were a lot more unrealistic, I'd say. Whereas now I'm very happy with just having a couple that I continue to do. And I don't think that's cheating, just sticking with the same goals, because I could easily turn around and say, well, I'm not gonna work out anymore. I cannot be asked. And it's effort to film and upload videos when I'm not making any money from it. But those are my goals. And I'm gonna use those every year to say, yeah, this year I'm gonna do this, because it's true and they are still taking up time in my day and in my weeks. As always, I would love it if you could comment down below something to do with this video. So for example, your New Year's goals and maybe the reasons behind those goals as well, because I find it fascinating the psychology behind New Year's resolutions, because it tells you a lot about the person and how they want their life to look and the person that they want to be. So yeah, please comment those down below. It's incredibly exciting to think about where we could all be in a year's time. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this chat, and until my next video, good luck with those New Year's goals, and if you haven't set any yet, use this video as motivation to do that. And until next time, take care.